Hey guys, it's Calum
and Joe
from Electric Kicks, and today we have 3 rides in front of us from Segway Ninebot, and we think these are the 3 rides that are going to be the hottest selling e-scooters between now and Christmas. Joe, tell us about what we got in front of us.
Absolutely. Well, we have the Segway-Ninebot C2 Pro, we have the E2 Plus, and the G2 Max.
Yeah, absolutely. Now these are hot sellers for every type of rider, from kids up to commuters. We're going to go through each one, talk about the features, who they're for, and exactly why one of these at least needs to be under your Christmas tree this year. So Joe, we're standing here with the Segway Ninebot C2 Pro. What can you tell us about it? So
this scooter has been designed specifically for kids, and they've designed an adjustable stem which caters for children starting from 115 centimetres and going up all the way to 170 centimetres. But more importantly, let's jump into the features and show you exactly why this scooter is so good.
All right, Joe, so you already mentioned that the adjustable handlebars is one of the main features of this, and it really is a perfect feature for kids. Just flip that catch, push this button here, and you can adjust, raise and lower the handlebar height. And this is great for a kid's scooter because it means that the scooter can grow with your kids.
Yeah, I totally agree. I have kids of my own, as you know, and one of the hardest things for scooters, because they're that 9-10-year-old, is getting them to fit, because they're too small for an adult scooter, yet they're too big for the other kids' scooters out there. At least this gives them the ability to fit a scooter and then adjust the stem to fit them perfectly. So it's the perfect scooter for kids. So one of the other really cool features about this is the Bluetooth speaker it has. You can actually connect with your phone and play some music through that speaker. But even better is if you come down here, you see these lights, you've got these RGB ambient lights, and they will actually change and flash to the beat of the music, giving your kid a really fun riding experience.
So let's talk some basic performance stats. So the Segway C2 has a maximum speed of 20 kilometers an hour, and that can be adjusted by cycling through the riding modes on the dashboard. But if you're a parent, don't worry, you can actually sync your phone with the scooter through the Segway app and limit the speed that way as well. On top of that, you're getting a 15-kilometer range, but the unit itself only weighs 10.7 kilos, so it's really easy to move around. And it can carry a rider weight of up to 60 kilos. So Joe, this is a kid's scooter, and we all know that kids aren't necessarily the most gentle with their toys. So let's talk about durability.
Yes, so this comes with puncture-proof solid tyres, and that means that they can never get a puncture ever, no matter where they ride.
Yeah, and on top of that, you're also getting an IPX4 water resistance, meaning this can handle light splashes of water. The battery pack actually has a slightly higher water resistance rating of IPX6 as well. Best of all,
it is a Segway Ninebot, and we know that out of all the brands on the market, the Segway makes some of the best with some of the best build quality. So this will stand up to anything your kid can throw at it. In terms of safety features, we've got 2 brakes. We've got a mechanical drum brake and an electronic brake, and it also has a bell on the handlebars.
Yeah, on top of that, these scooters also have no zero start function, and that's a good thing because that means that these won't take off uncontrollably if your kid happens to hit the throttle on the front. So they have to kick off first and then press the throttle to get going. So the Segway Ninebot C2 Pro is gonna be a hot seller this Christmas, because they're going to be reasonably priced, and thanks to that adjustable stem, you can have a scooter that grows with your kids so they can use it for years to come.
All right, Calum, so tell me, what have we got here?
Yeah, Joe, we've got the Segway Ninebot E2 Plus commuter scooter. Now, this is about as basic, bare bones electric scooters that you can get for adults right now. So let's have a little talk about the features and what that means for your everyday riding. So let's start with specs. Joe, what are we getting with this?
So we're getting a 25k top speed, 25k range, and a scooter that weighs only 14.4 kilos. The reason those specs are important is this scooter fits in all the federal restrictions and within all states where they're legal.
So just because we've described this as a bare bones electric scooter doesn't mean that it's so basic that it's not worth your attention, because remember, it's still a Segway Ninebot electric scooter, which means it's imbued with a natural reliability and practicality. And on top of that, you're still getting a front e-brake. you're still getting a rear drum brake and puncture-proof tyres. It still syncs up with the Segway app, and you're still getting these ambient lights under the deck that we're seeing on the newer Segway models. So it's still got a lot of really cool and great features that make this a worthwhile investment. So Joe, who is the ideal rider for the Segway Ninebot E2 Plus?
Yeah, so the ideal rider is someone who has that last mile commute, they call it. You know, somewhere where it's too close to drive, yet just a little bit too far to walk. That's sort of home to the station, station to the office, or maybe you park your car, you know, about 1 kilometre away from work because it's easier, and then you do that last bit on the scooter. It's super light, it's super durable because it's a Segway, and it's the perfect scooter for those sort of commutes.
So Joe, we've been talking a lot recently about the electric scooters that are going to be the biggest sellers this Christmas. And we can't talk about that without mentioning the best-selling scooter in Australia of 2023, the Ninebot Max G2.
Yeah, Calum, look, we've already covered this scooter in quite a few videos, and I'm sure if anyone's done any research on scooters, they've come across it. But let's just recap some of those key features and why you should probably include this under your Christmas tree this Christmas. So this particular Segway is the successor to the hugely popular G30 Max. Now the G30 Max was the biggest seller worldwide, and Segway, what they've done is that they've replaced it with a better unit, and the main key points are front and rear hydraulic suspension.
So on the G2, you're also getting a more powerful 450 watt motor with a 900 watt peak output. And that's backed up by Segway's proprietary ride-along algorithm. And what that does is it coordinates the rear motor, the battery, and the controller to get you an additional range of up to 70 kilometers.
So as with the old G30 Max, it does have a front light that throws a beautiful beam out so you can see at night, and rear light. But more important, they have added indicators on the handlebars so you can be seen from both front and rear, both day and night when you're turning.
Yeah, on top of that, they've also redone the app integration. So on the standard Segway app, you now get something called AirLock, which will unlock the scooter the closer you get to it and will lock it again when you move further away. On top of that, this was the first Segway scooter and the first e-scooter in the world that seamlessly integrates with Apple's Find My iPhone. So if you do lose it, you can track its whereabouts from your own phone.
And look, as far as value for money goes, this scooter, there is actually nothing on the market at this price point with the features of the Segway G2 Max. So Calum, we've just covered these 3 fantastic electric scooters. Let's do a quick recap.
Yeah, okay. So on the right here, we've got the Segway-Ninebot C2 Pro, an absolute perfect kid scooter. In the middle here, we've got the E2 Plus, which is great for a last mile commuter scooter or anybody that wants a low fuss but reliable electric scooter. And then for everybody else, we've got the Ninebot Max G2, which is capable of doing a variety of tasks.
So whether you're buying a scooter for yourself, for your family, or for your kids, make sure you jump on electrickicks.com.au and get yours today, because these are going to sell out before Christmas.